in progress.
What up? Sorry, man. I'm a bit distracted between. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
okay. I was doing some coding, but yeah.
I got my grades yesterday of the final work, and I got 19 out of 20. It was almost
Oh
perfect.
wow, that's
It's
great.
like the best. It's the best. Officially, it's the best score in the school since they opened. For it. So congratulations to you too.
As a mentor.
As a mentor and the framework, we both developed the framework. So I was afraid that the people will not understand that because the school is a technical school. So I was
Right.
afraid.
Yeah.
So, but when I finished, I felt that okay, it was fine. I didn't have really big conflicts with people trying to understand the framework, but it was very surprising that it was like almost perfect score.
That's great.
So cool. Yes.
And what, like, you're like officially done, or like do you still
I
have
need to
something
do
to do?
my internship still, huh? That's the only thing I still need.
Oh, I see. Yeah, yeah.
That's the only thing I need. But let's say I'm done with the classes and these kind of things. The classes.
Right.
So very happy about it. But yeah, at the same time, I said melting pot for this week,
Mm.
and it's in the coast, so it's
Okay.
in Ostende, which is really close to Bruges, and they were rehearsing in Bruges, and it's rainy.
Oh,
The performance is gonna be outside, so it's a huge. We don't know because if it rains, we cannot do it. But nevertheless, we have to prepare. So I have to go. I have to be between Ostende and Bruges the last 2 days, going back and forth. But it's like, I mean, it's like a 2 hours ride from Brussels. It's at the
mm.
coast, and I don't want to be in Bruges anymore. I have been way too much in Bruges. I don't want to see that city anymore, and I have to keep on coming back. So I'm really done with Bruges for a while. But
Yeah, because the SEADS is it done or like what?
SEADS is basically what happened now. So it was officially the opening last
Mm.
Friday. It's like a big was like a big stuff. I didn't know it was like that, but apparently, yeah, in a way they use it as flag, no? That's as a flag, like the mayor was there, like a big thing for the city, like they would promote
Yep.
multidisciplinarity. I mean that they were really open-minded, like they're really the mayor and all these bureaucrats, they basically use the project to because the project is functional. It's easy for politicians to go and support it because
Mm.
for what people see from outside, it's just a massive installation that looks super good and it has plans and a video game. So it looks like super futuristic and it's massive. So it's very functional in that sense for a politician.
Mm.
But in ecological terms, from like from a political standpoint of view, it's just yeah, it's so much bullshit. Because I'm sure like the mayor has no idea and somebody wrote, when he was there in the opening, what he was supposed to say. Like, I mean, nobody. If I don't really understand fully how does everything works, so, so the mayor, yeah, it just is in a way felt like it's the fake of the fake of the fakes. It's very strange because I really learned a lot with the process and I really like the seed collective. But at the same time, it was very clear at some point that Angelo and myself, we have a very, very different approach to art, which art Angelo's collective, and mine is in a way more solo or, like more thinking in frame, like, the position of artist. So it was cool. And we have on Tuesday, like an internal meeting. Um, but it feels almost like I think that collective has to move in some direction because there were many weird things like we throw a lot of plan. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like from what people see from outside, basically this idea of recycling, e-waste, using plants, blah, 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 all this thing that it sounds very good. And at the end, the object is very cool. But what people don't see is that because we were supported with big budgets from the government, we just bought a lot of plants, we throw plants, we don't work, all these kind of things.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
So in a garage that you're trying to put things together and somehow make it work.
I think the problem with the project is the scope, because I think this is the version number 31. So I think originally, let's say back 12 years ago, as a project that it really, you know, a small project with a small crew doing this stuff, it will be honest in what it's doing. But now there is 12 years after, with all that budget, it's just not honest of how it's happening. It's corruption during time.
I guess it's also you need to balance, or I mean, yeah, like you have to make compromise, right? Like if you want to make it bigger or try to keep the original, how to say, honest approach to it.
But I think that's part of what we're gonna talk, I think, on Tuesday, because I think it's not nobody's fault. But anyway, there was a compromise before starting that there should be a bio mode in a space that's 80 square meters, so it's a massive space. So the installation has to go reaching high as fuck. So at the end, the installation was massive. I don't know if I send you a link, but I will send you some pictures. But I think I send you some things. It looks very cool, but yeah, it's just let's say 20% or less than 20% of what we worked with in 1 year, it was implemented. It was a very interesting process, but say in a way, if I will think more from a design point of view or strategically, it was just so not really planned and just kind of last minute finishing everything. You know what I mean? Like, okay, this is not working. No, 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 no. Make it look good. Voila.
Shaping.
Taping.
Conceptually, not as a surface, but I mean, yeah.
No, but also, yeah, I think it worked in both senses, like taping, but also not too much because there were cables hanging all over the place. So do all this cable management. It doesn't work completely if you try to make it clean, because first you cannot clean it. Second, like also you cannot leave it all like as a mess because it's way too much. So you need to find a balance aesthetically that you feel that is messy, but it still is not so messy. So it's kind of this idea, I think it's close to Martin when he says like the difference between a justified image and just an image. So the just an image still needs to be interesting enough to not be anything, but the people need to understand it's an organized mess somehow.
Yeah, that's what I want to say. Exactly.
Yeah. But how are you doing? How was your experience like with your poster there back?
Well, this is also like an organized mess, right? It's
But super cool.
it's quite like random as an image, like with a.
But then you work with
window.
3 colors? How many
No, it's
colors
just two.
2.
Yeah, and then they overlap and mix the colors, and that ends up with something like this, which
But
is
then you
quite nice.
choose. But then how it works? If you put 2 colors, so you put red and blue, right?
Yeah, like pink and blue.
And then so you are not choosing with the machine how to mix the colors, but depending of the RGB
No, like
that
you basically like print twice. So you, I don't know if I have it, but like it's really analog. So like there's a finished one, but there's this one that I didn't print the blue layer. So you end up like this, and then you have to feed it again.
Yeah. You have to pass the same paper 2 times.
Yep. But because how it works is not like a inkjet print, but it makes the master like a sheet of ink that they burn the pattern on it, and then they will feed the paper again and again and again with the same master.
Is this kind of thing that you have some like a wooden plate with some
What
borders,
it's
and then
called?
you put, yeah, I don't remember how it's called,
Yeah,
but
I
they
mean,
use in graphic. And then at
yeah,
the end, you basically you do this.
yeah. No, I mean it's different, but I mean physically it's very different, but I think the concept is the same.
Should be similar,
Yeah,
but I guess like for more fast printing somehow,
yeah.
right?
It's like literally, you know, like it just passed through the paper and that's it, and that's already printed.
But it's still analog. There's nothing digital in that.
Well, it has a digital process to get the data and print it on the master. But other than that, like once
After
the
that, yeah.
master is done, it's all. I mean, it's controlled machine, but the process is analog. Yeah.
And that's your school?
Yeah. So I'm trying to go there again next week and try to experiment a little bit more. Maybe not the practice. It's hard to find like a the image that works. Like this one is really cool because it was like already like 2 colors, so it was easy to
Yeah.
process. But I tried to find like other images from the practice, but didn't really end up interesting. Maybe I should just try. I don't know.
Yeah, I understand, because I think my girlfriend, when she studied graphic design in a technical school, and her work, she was doing printing with plants, and then so she was taking basically the plant shapes, and she was, yeah, that's what she was doing. She was scanning to get the patterns of the plants, and then she was doing different set of prints. So she was basically offsetting the mold that she got with different colors.
Okay.
So it was a very simple, say it is just a leaf, and then she got the mold from, so scanned the mold that it gives already this analog texture, and then from there she will start printing in yellow, and then she will offset it a little bit, and then naturally some things will happen. But it was a very simple canvas. So the thing that yeah, the first thing that yeah, was a very simple canvas.
Okay.
Because many of the things that we do are super glitch, so
Yeah. I mean, for me, whatever image works, you just have to output grayscale image, and then it just works. But so you have to prepare like several images if you want to work with different colors, and you have to
right.
think about how they overlap. Um, yeah, I'm thinking about more like geometric patterns, but let's see.
Yeah,
But
I was thinking also the same.
yeah,
Yeah, I was thinking when I just thought already like kind of like, yeah, just like a triangle, feedback triangle, just analog, some kind of. It would be easier to kind of like understand, I think, at the beginning, what are you doing? Then you can do. But at the same time, for practical reasons, I think that's a super cool poster, the one that you have behind.
yeah, thanks.
So it really works. Something that works as a poster.
Yeah, why not?
You know what will be funny? It's just you put it like, we sell best practices, when people are selling things in their house, and then just make, I don't know, or we fix shoes, or we sell ice creams or things like that in their apartments. You put it at your living room, like selling best practices. Selling best practices.
Best practices for sale. It's good.
Best practices for sale. Hmm.
What did I want to say?
Okay, so what should we talk about? What should we
Yeah, we have the practical things.
we have practicals?
The
Wait.
other thing is that before going there, like at the school, they are asking
Hello. Hi, Naoto. I didn't know. Like, hello, Farah. Hi, Farah. Hello. Thank you, hello, friend of mine. That she already knows you because somebody from the school. So you are very famous in my school. You are like Satoshi from
The
Bitcoin. That nobody,
Bitcoin.
maybe people don't really believe that you are real, and it is just a myth. Yeah, we met with
Exactly,
Naoto, and
exactly.
this happens. And of course, in the practice, you could be something that it might be to you, but
Yeah. Yeah. And the other other thing is at the school they are asking for students to submit works to show it in the city as a printed post
what?
at the school. Like they have like advertising like posters in the city that
Like the one
student
that you were selected the last year with your hand thing, or not?
like something similar. But that was for the seminar. But as a school, because the like the open campus things happening, but kind of reduced scale because of
Right.
Corona, obviously. So they're like, I think they got some spots in the city. So I submitted just like a screenshot of my YouTube. I thought about
Like just the YouTube, just your YouTube, or like or the playlist, or just the YouTube.
this YouTube channel
Uh-huh.
of like my channel.
Hmm.
At first I thought about doing this with the best practices, like one of them, but then I was like, it's hard to choose one, so why not just like just include everything as a like
Yeah,
little
yeah.
thumbnails? Then people would see it. I mean, I don't know if it will be selected or not, but it will be funny if it's like printed as a poster and people see my channel as a poster.
But I think what I found that is cool in that idea is that that's that you're challenging the medium there, and I think that's cool because I mean, in a way. So yeah, you're not doing a poster, like you're putting another medium in the poster. You're putting a YouTube channel there, and that's cool. I mean, I think that's it's already we haven't speak like very often, but I think this idea of the medium itself is something that is getting more. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool when I speak with you. Also, in my doing also reflect a lot. I think I think what we succeed with the best practices, it was that without actually trying to reach, we create a technology. So it's kind of like super revolutionary. I said in my conclusion at some point that you might not like this practice or this one or whatever because I don't know, I do something wrong, you do something wrong, the latency of whatever, but just as the framework, so is revolutionary because there is the creation of a technology that possibility things to be. Um, and I think in the framework itself, what we do, I think, is we challenge the medium. Yeah, and I'm saying that because you're saying I'm saying that it's just cool because without all this thinking, I mean, or it just you said in a really loose way, like, hey, by the way, somebody asked me to do a poster, so I just make a screenshot and put it there. So all this that I'm saying that is like kind of like really conceptual, it seems that it's like a practice exercise that it comes natural to you, and I found that super good
Yeah,
that you don't have to think about it.
yeah, and it's also like it's not something that is like it is low key. Like I just take a screenshot and maybe like adjust a little bit of like shading and stuff, but it's also not something that it took like 10 seconds to do it, but it is actually a collection of like actual content inside. So it's like not that I just took inspiration from. I mean, I did take inspiration from this artist. They're famous for printing Google top page, like really old one. Like maybe they
What do
did
you
it.
mean?
So their work as an artist, one of the work is a print of like a huge print of Google top page, like from like 2001 or two, like like the top page that has a logo and there's like the text area and you have the search and feeling lucky or
You mean like
something.
you mean like a landing page
Landing page,
one
yeah.
image?
Yeah,
Okay.
they just printed that.
Okay.
That's like the. I mean, they're quite interesting. I
Okay.
mean, it feels, they are like a bit like a high art kind of feeling that I don't like, but
What do you mean high art? Like,
like like make things that collectors would like.
yes.
I sent you their portfolio, the website. But then like I didn't like, I mean, how do I say it? I didn't think about using that kind of approach, but now I feel more comfortable to do it because I have like content within the best practices that we have.
There's a lot of content. Yeah.
Yeah, and we can
Yeah.
just feed it to something else, and I don't really feel bad or feel weird about doing like taking a screenshot of my YouTube, because that already reflects it's really rich in
Yeah.
itself.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's cool. I think it's really cool because in a way, then we should record this. I think we should record. I mean, we should speak out. We should. I think we
In the
should
public one.
in the public one. But no, maybe just you can cut it at some, because at some point we just start speaking of this. Maybe. Well, we'll see.
I don't edit
Uh,
chat.
because I think what is cool is that it's because there is content. I mean, it's what it seems to me there is cool is just without thinking. There are concepts that come. I mean, I'm sorry, but I just have all these hashtags and this thing from my final work. So the concept is very prominent in my head, almost a memory, because I do the presentation. And it just seems so cool because in a loose conversation, just you confirm me that we are in the exercise of this is basically the medium is the message, like it's just not really worry about the content, but because the content is there, just actually you're more interested in how to portray it within a medium, not worrying about how good or bad will look like. So in a way, then you bypass the politic part of like, oh my God, am I gonna be like it or not? Because in a way we are far from there already. We are doing that for 1 year. Then you have all the symbols, say the YouTube channel with all the playlists. There are also is I think it works also because because we have this in a way materialized thing. So one could be completely in an utopic place where just you don't care, and yeah, maybe it's also valid. But if in a way you have, let's say in our case, there is the playlist, there is the content, there is different versions of that, then there is the chat. In a way, we can have I think we earned the space to say, you know what, I just used it. This is just the playlist. You don't even have to promote the content. You don't have to even go to the user to say like, look to that one because that is a good one. But it's more almost as a teaser without really trying to tease people. It's more like this is what we do, and still experiment through the medium.
That's interesting. Like you said about Martin, like again, just an image, but that's like, it sounds easy, but it's very difficult to get there. Like, like because we did this for like 1 year, and now we can say that, like in a way, we don't care how it looks
We
like,
don't
right?
care. Yeah, that's the feeling that I got. Like, I don't care.
And also, like, I
Yeah.
think it's not just for ourselves, but for the viewers. Like, well, I don't know, maybe they would expect something different, but we could, we can somehow convince, or at least we can say that it's just like, just it's something, and it's not like we are trying to manifest something within this practice, or like yeah. But that's in a way, it sounds so easy that we are like really sloppy and we're just throwing
Yeah,
whatever,
it's true.
but at the same
It's
time,
true.
it's hard,
No, it
like.
has been it's a long process. It's true. Like, maybe for people who are watching it, that this has been long, hard work. Don't worry, this is the long, hard work in a fun way. That's really fun. But we have been working for 1 year,
Yeah,
believing in this. But
because
I think,
actually, like sometimes I look at your collection of images, like you have one in your portfolio, or we collect them in your folder, but I actually like the one of the early ones that like I'm like kind of standing there, and Jorge is like triple Jorge is in like overlaid somehow in the background. Do you remember that one?
I
Like
don't know
blue,
which one you
it's
mean.
like a blue color, I think. um I'll try to find it. This is like something that also, like when I search for, I don't know, maybe my name, it always comes up. I'm opening it now, and it looks
Oh,
like it
that will be
looks.
interesting to see. Like we should do
Maybe I should put
one
a
of the
screen
chat
share.
sessions to go like I like this one because I think I like this like kind of like a guide through the
Yeah.
archiving practice.
How can I do this? This
Dope.
one, like,
Dope.
which one was it? So there are like newer ones, and then there's the church.
I like a lot the ones that you are like Godzilla. I mean that you are like in the projected in the you look like Godzilla there, like in the projection mapping on the church
Ah, yeah,
also.
it's this one I meant.
I
Like,
know yeah,
like this
yeah,
one's
yeah.
like one of the old ones, and
The
like
one of the first.
it looks kind of bad, but it's I really like it now. Like it's
Yeah,
just
no, I know what you mean. I use it in my magazine. Yeah, I
yeah,
just it says yeah, I like it because it says a lot, no, like, and it's quite simple also to follow.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
because there's so
like
many layers, right? Like I remember in the presentation at some point, I I show you the last show reel. No, I think I didn't show you the last one. Did I show you one where I put in between like Floor saying something about posthuman?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. No, I don't think so. At the end, I put something in between when Flor was saying that. And one of the things that I heard from the jury, one of the first things, the first that they asked was like, "Do you still talk with Daniel Shipman and Olivia?" Because there was one of the conclusions is like I reached my target group and I took the screenshot of that chat when Daniel and then Olivia were there. So the one of the first question was like, "Wow, do you still like what's from this? Wow, do you still talk with them?" It was very funny, man.
Yeah, and famous people. It's yeah,
Famous
it's
people.
also helps, right? Like
It is.
whatever they don't understand or they understand, then we say, Dan Schiffman was there. Then people would, if they're interested in coding like that, it's like instant
It has to be.
thing.
Yeah, it has to be. So some of the conclusions that I got from my work also is that like trying to quantify also the conclusion it was that this is mega niche. There's a super niche. There's like there is I found there is a new term I didn't know. It's called microniche. What we do
Okay.
is there is a micro niche in what we do, but it's successful. Like the people that we reach, they are interested in that,
Mm. Wow,
and that's clear. But it's a micro niche, so
that's interesting. I mean, it's so funny that the name is Best Practices in Contemporary Dance, and end up micro niche project.
yeah.
It sounds like, it's like something to talk to everyone in the contemporary dance.
There is so much contradiction in that.
Yeah, I mean, contemporary dance itself is maybe micro or nano niche, but so yeah, I think we're gonna keep this as public chat. I don't know, maybe we cut the first part because we talked.
Is
Did we talk about something bad? I don't know. I
I
feel
don't
I
think
said
so.
something bad, but
No, do we say something bad about Daniel or Olivia? No. Uh, oh no. Naoto is real. He's not a bot. If somebody's watching, he's not a bot. He's
no,
real.
some
Satoshi of Bitcoin.
I do sometimes pretend like not a bot, but like some seminars I just don't show my videos and I just type in the chat, but I'm very active in the chat, so it looks like a bot, just
Yeah, I know. Okay, but let's talk about something more. We need to talk about serious things, or we go to backstage. So we
yes.
cut this at, I guess.
So I don't know where we started, but thanks for watching.
For watching.
And if you want to buy those, just contact me.
We should start like printing mass.
Print shop, best practices in printing. So yeah, what is it? I haven't published anything big, but on the YouTube, but I see like slowly people subscribe, and that kind of satisfies me. So thank you
Yeah,
for
it's nice.
subscribing.
It's very nice to see the growing of the channel.